The earth is a gem. It's a pearl. It's the pearl of great price, depicting the greatest price ever paid. Jesus Christ on the cross is at the center of what God has done on the face of the earth. Notice here, we appear to be looking at a depiction of the Last Supper Jesus had with his disciples before he was crucified. Remember, Jesus said, whoever dipped his hand in the bowl with him would be the one who betrayed him. Notice what appears to be the hand and the finger of Christ moving towards the bowl where Judas is seated at the end of the table. This is a depiction of the Last Supper before Jesus was crucified per God's own hand. Now there's another depiction of the Last Supper, one of the most famous paintings in the world by Leonardo da Vinci. And God has revealed something so amazing that it's going to be shocking to the Christian community. Remember, Jesus says in Mark 4 that there's nothing hidden or kept secret that should not come to light. God showed me what's missing in Leonardo da Vinci's depiction of the Last Supper. It's the holes of his hand. In fact, this is not a scene of the Last Supper, but it's the meal that Jesus had with his disciples after he had risen from the dead, when he says to Thomas to come and reach your finger here in the holes of my hand. The painting is hundreds of years old and began to fade, and those who restored the image did not realize that they were looking at an image of the risen Christ. I believe that Leonardo da Vinci originally painted the holes of his hands. I believe that Leonardo da Vinci knew his scriptures, and at the ending of each of the four Gospels we see what took place after Christ rose from the dead. In Luke 24, we see that Jesus ate with his disciples, and he also told them to come and to handle him to see that it was actually him. In Mark 16, we have another account of the risen Christ, and it actually puts Mary Magdalene at the table. Jesus appears to her and tells her to gather the disciples in Galilee. Look closely at Da Vinci's depiction of the Last Supper, and you'll notice, per the scripture, Mary Magdalene is at the table. Mark 16 also states that some of the disciples did not believe that he had risen from the dead. It also states that they were seated later at a table together. Look again at Leonardo da Vinci's depiction of the Last Supper, and it's obvious. You can see that the disciples are shocked that they're in his presence. You can see that Jesus has his hand laid upon the table, as Thomas in the background with his finger held up, as he tells Thomas, come over here and reach your finger in the holes of my hand. Notice also on the other side, you see a hand coming across towards Jesus, as Jesus says, here, reach your hand into my side, and Thomas, come here and put your finger in the holes of my hand. But we're led to believe that Thomas is actually Judas, and Judas is in the background with his finger held up saying, is it I that will betray you? But given this new information, we know now that that's not true. This is the last breakfast that the risen Christ had with his disciples before he ascended to heaven. But God gave us the depiction of the meal that Jesus had with his disciples before his crucifixion, where Judas betrayed him when he says, whoever dips his hand in the bowl with me. And he wrote it on the face of the earth. This discovery concerning the most famous painting in the world, Leonardo da Vinci's depiction of the Last Supper, we have learned today the true meaning behind the painting. This painting is a depiction of the meal Jesus had with his disciples after he had risen from the dead. Jesus is returning soon, and he's revealing new information to help strengthen our faith in these days. If you see what he's done on the earth, if you see the secret that he has revealed in Leonardo da Vinci's depiction of the Last Supper, then I ask you to share this information with as many as you can. We're asking for your support. We are raising funds to help complete a final print map that we will distribute free of charge. and a professional video documentary. We have currently raised $5,310 of our $100,000 goal. We currently have over 50 biblical images found on the earth. If you'd like to see more of these images, you can go to our YouTube or TikTok channel. If you'd like to partner with or support the Faith Map Project, you can search us on GoFundMe or Cash App Faith Map News.